I'm 76 years old, and I need to tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. For 52 years of my life, I believed that success was the answer to everything. I believed that if I just worked harder, earned more, achieved more, I would finally be happy. I was wrong about everything. Something happened 3 years ago that shattered every belief I held about what matters in this life. And now, sitting here in a house worth $4 million, with a bank account most people would envy, I have never felt more empty, more alone, more foolish. I built a $200 million company. I was on magazine covers. I gave speeches at conferences where people paid thousands of dollars just to hear me talk about success. And my daughter didn't invite me to her wedding. Let that sink in. My own daughter, the child I brought into this world, the little girl who used to run to me when I came home from work. She got married last year, and I found out about it from her brother 3 weeks after it happened. That's what success got me. I'm going to tell you things today that I wish someone had told me when I was 30, when I was 40, when I was 50. But nobody did. Or maybe they did, and I was too arrogant to listen. Either way, I'm listening now. And I need you to listen too. Because the life you're building right now, the sacrifices you're making, the things you're telling yourself about later and someday, and when I make it, they're lies. Beautiful, seductive lies that will steal your life while you're busy being successful. 3 years ago, I was sitting in my home office on a Sunday afternoon. I was 73 years old. My phone buzzed. A text from my son, Michael. We talk maybe twice a year, usually on birthdays. His, not mine. He hasn't called on my birthday in over a decade. The text was simple. Dad, did you know Sarah got married? I stared at my phone for a long time. Sarah, my daughter, my baby girl, married. I called Michael immediately. He picked up on the fourth ring. When? I asked. 3 weeks ago, small ceremony, beach in California. Why didn't anyone tell me? Silence on the other end. Dad, he finally said, she didn't want you there. Those words hit me like a physical blow. I actually put my hand on my chest because I thought I was having a heart attack. My daughter didn't want me at her wedding. Not that she forgot to invite me. Not that the invitation got lost. She made a conscious choice to get married without her father present. I hung up the phone and sat in my office, surrounded by awards and plaques and framed articles about my success. There was a crystal trophy on my desk that some business magazine had given me. Entrepreneur of the Decade, it said. I picked it up and threw it against the wall. It shattered into 1,000 pieces, just like my family had. Years ago, while I was too busy being successful to notice. I sat there for hours. The sun went down. The room got dark. I didn't move. I just kept asking myself one question. How did I get here? How did I become the kind of father that his daughter doesn't want at her wedding? And the answer came slowly, painfully, over the following weeks and months. I had chosen this, not intentionally, not maliciously, but consistently. Every day for decades, I had chosen work over family, success over presence, achievement over love, and now I was paying the price. At 73 years old, I finally understood what I had lost. But understanding came too late. Let me tell you how it happened, because it didn't happen all at once. It happened slowly, decision by decision, year by year. When I was 24, I started my first company. I was hungry, ambitious. I told my wife, just give me 5 years, 5 years of hard work, and then we'll have everything we want. She believed me. I believed me. 5 years passed. The company was growing. We had our first child, Michael. I missed his birth because I was closing a deal in New York. I told myself it was okay. I was providing for my family. That's what fathers do. When I was 30, Sarah was born. I was there for that one. But I left the hospital early because I had a meeting I couldn't miss. I thought I had time. I thought, when the company is stable, then I'll be more present, so I waited. When I was 35, my wife started complaining that I was never home. The kids barely knew me. Michael had started calling my business partner Dad once by accident. I told her, just a few more years, we're about to go public. After that, things will calm down, so I waited. When I was 40, we went public. I was worth millions on paper. I bought a bigger house, a vacation home, cars, everything I thought success looked like. But I worked more, not less. There were investors to please now, board meetings, quarterly reports. My wife said, "You promised things would slow down." I said, "They will. Just let me get through this next phase." So I waited. When I was 45, Sarah was 15. She was in a school play, the lead role. She had begged me to come. I missed it. Conference call with investors in Tokyo. My wife went. She told me Sarah cried backstage when she realized I wasn't there. I told myself I'd make it up to her. I never did. When I was 50, my wife filed for divorce. I was shocked. How could she do this after everything I had provided, the houses, the cars, the lifestyle? She said something I'll never forget. "I don't want your money. I never did. I wanted you, and you were never here." She was right, but I didn't see it then. I was too busy being successful. When I was 55, Michael graduated from college. I missed the ceremony. Business trip to London. I sent a check, $10,000. I thought that would make up for it. He never cashed it. When I was 60, Sarah got engaged the first time, to a man I had never met. I found out about the engagement from my ex-wife. "Why didn't she tell me?" I asked. "Would you have been available to listen?" I didn't have an answer. The engagement fell apart. I never knew why. Sarah didn't tell me. We barely talked by then. When I was 65, I sold the company. $200 million. I thought retirement would fix everything. Now I had time. Now I could reconnect with my children, but they didn't want to reconnect. Too little, too late. For 41 years, I had chosen work over them. Why would they suddenly choose me? So I sat in my big house, alone, rich beyond imagination, and completely, utterly alone. Let me tell you the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do it later. When I'm more successful, then I'll focus on what matters. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes. The goalposts keep moving. There's always another deal, another opportunity, another reason to postpone joy, postpone presence, postpone the life you actually want to live. I know, because I lived it. For 52 years, I told myself I was building something for my family, that all the sacrifice was for them. But here's what I didn't understand. They didn't want my money. They wanted my time. They didn't want my success. They wanted my presence, and I gave them neither. You know what I had in the end? Awards, trophies, a big number in my bank account. You know what I didn't have? My daughter at Thanksgiving, my son returning my calls, grandchildren who know my name. Here's another lie I believed. Success will make me happy. I was on magazine covers. I gave keynote speeches. People asked for my autograph. CEOs wanted my advice. And I went home every night to an empty house. Success is a terrible goal. I say this as someone who achieved everything I set out to achieve. I won the game I was playing, and the prize was worthless. I had a friend, Robert. We started our companies around the same time. He was competitive like me, driven, obsessed with winning. Robert died at 68, heart attack in his corner office. At his funeral, his son gave the eulogy. He said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him. I couldn't tell you his favorite movie or what made him laugh or whether he was happy. I can tell you his net worth. I can tell you his company's stock price, but I can't tell you who he was." I sat in that church listening to those words, and I thought, that could be my eulogy. That could be your eulogy. Is that the legacy you want? Is that what you want your children to say about you when you're gone? You know what keeps me up at night? Not the deals I lost. Not the competitors who beat me, not the investments that went wrong, none of that. What keeps me up is the specific moments I missed, the ones I can never get back. Sarah's first dance recital. She was 6 years old, pink tutu. She had practiced for weeks in the living room, and I had never once stopped to watch. I was in Chicago that day, closing a deal worth $2 million. $2 million. You know what I would pay now to have been at that recital? Everything. Every penny I have. But I can't buy that moment back. Michael's Little League championship. He was 12. He hit the winning run. His team carried him on their shoulders. I wasn't there. I was in my office on a conference call that I don't even remember now. My ex-wife took a video. She sent it to me later. I watched my son's face, looking into the stands, searching for me, not finding me. That look on his face haunts me still. Sarah's high school graduation. I was there for that one. But I spent the whole ceremony on my phone, answering emails. I don't remember her walking across the stage. I don't remember her speech. I remember the email I was writing. It was about quarterly projections. Quarterly projections. My daughter was graduating, and I was thinking about quarterly projections. The trip to Italy. My wife had always wanted to go. For our 20th anniversary, she asked if we could finally take that trip. I said, next year. Things are too busy right now. Next year came. Things were still busy. We never went. She went after our divorce with her sister. She sent me a postcard, one line. Finally made it. Wish I'd come with someone who wanted to be here. The book I wanted to write. When I was young, before business consumed me, I loved to write. I had ideas for novels, stories I wanted to tell. I told myself I would write them when I retired. I retired 11 years ago. I still haven't written a single page. The words don't come anymore. The stories have faded. That part of me died somewhere along the way, and I was too busy to notice. My father's last years. He was sick for a long time before he died, Parkinson's. He needed help, he needed family. I hired nurses, the best money could buy, but I didn't visit. I told myself I was too busy. The company needed me. The company didn't need me. My father did. He died while I was on a plane to a conference. My mother called. She said his last words were asking for me. I wasn't there. I was on a plane, going to give a speech about success. My mother never forgave me. She died 2 years later. I don't think she ever looked at me the same way after Dad's funeral. These are my regrets, not the deals I didn't close, not the money I didn't make, the moments I wasn't there, the people I failed, the love I didn't show when I had the chance. You can't buy those moments back. Trust me, I've tried. After Sarah's wedding, the one I wasn't invited to, something broke inside me. Or maybe something finally healed, I'm not sure which. But at 73 years old, I made a decision I should have made decades earlier. I was going to stop working, stop chasing, stop pretending that success meant anything. And I was going to try, really try, to rebuild what I had destroyed. I wrote Sarah a letter, not an email, a real letter, handwritten, 12 pages long. I told her everything, the regrets, the shame, the sorrow. I didn't make excuses. I didn't try to justify my choices. I just apologized for all of it, for missing her recitals, her plays, her graduations, her first heartbreak, her engagement, her wedding, for choosing work over her every single time, for being a father in name only. I sent the letter and waited. 3 months, no response. Then one day my phone rang, a number I didn't recognize. It was Sarah. She didn't say much, just that she had received my letter, that she had read it many times, that she wasn't ready to forgive me, but she was willing to try. We started talking, slowly, carefully, like strangers learning to trust each other, because that's what we were, strangers. I'm 76 now. Sarah and I talk once a week, sometimes more. I've met her husband. They came for dinner last month. It's not the relationship I wanted. It's not the relationship we should have had, but it's something. It's more than I deserved. Michael is harder. He's more like me, stubborn, proud. He's not ready to let me back in. I keep trying. I call, I text, I send birthday cards, mostly silence, but I don't give up. Because giving up is what I did before. Giving up on being present. Giving up on being a father. I'm not giving up anymore. I'm 76 years old. I have maybe 10 years left if I'm lucky. Probably less. And I'm going to spend those years differently than I spent the first 73. I'm going to show up even when it's hard, even when I'm not wanted, even when the door stays closed. I'm going to be there the way I should have been all along. Now I need to talk to you, not about me. About you. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not would people be impressed by your eulogy, not did you achieve enough? Just this, would you be satisfied? Would you be at peace with how you spent your time, who you prioritized, what you sacrificed and what you didn't? I know what you're thinking. But I'm building something. I'm providing for my family. I'm being responsible. I told myself the same thing for 50 years. And you know what my family would have traded all my providing for. Dinner together on a Tuesday night. Dad at the school play. A phone call that wasn't rushed. Presence, attention, time. The things that cost nothing but are worth everything. You think you have time. You think I'll be more present when things calm down, when I close this deal, when I get this promotion, when the kids are older, when I retire. But things never calm down. There's always another deal, another promotion, another reason to postpone. And suddenly you're 73 years old and your daughter is getting married without you. Don't let that happen to you. You think your children will understand your sacrifice. They won't. They'll remember your absence. They'll remember the empty chair at their recital, the missed birthdays, the phone calls that went to voicemail. They'll remember waiting for you to show up, and eventually they'll stop waiting. That's what happened to me. My children stopped waiting, and when I finally showed up decades later, they had already learned to live without me. Don't take 50 years to learn what I'm telling you now. Your family doesn't need your money. They need you, your presence, your attention, your time. Give it to them while you still can, before they stop wanting it, before they stop waiting. If I could go back and talk to my 30-year-old self, here's what I would say. Stop. Stop thinking that success will make you happy. It won't. Stop telling yourself you'll be present later. Later never comes. Stop missing the small moments for the big deals. The small moments are the big moments. Stop believing that providing money is the same as providing love. It's not. Stop sacrificing your family on the altar of your ambition. No achievement is worth that price. Start. Start being present, really present. Put the phone down. Close the laptop. Look your children in the eyes. Start showing up at the recitals, the games, the ordinary Tuesday dinners. That's where life happens. Start saying no to work and yes to family. The deal will wait. Your child's childhood won't. Start telling people you love them out loud. Today, not in your head, with your voice. Start prioritizing the irreplaceable over the impressive. Your career can be rebuilt. Your relationship with your children cannot. If you're working late tonight instead of having dinner with your family, don't. Go home. If you're planning to miss your kid's game this weekend because of a work obligation, cancel the work obligation. Go to the game. If you haven't called your parents in months because you've been too busy, stop reading this right now. Call them. They won't be here forever, neither will you. If your spouse has been asking for more of your time and you keep saying soon, stop saying soon. Give them your time today, now, not tomorrow, not next week, now. The meeting can wait, the email can wait, the deal can wait. Your family cannot wait forever, and one day they will stop waiting. Make sure that day never comes. I'm 76 now. I've been trying to live differently for only 3 years. 3 years out of 76. And you know what? These 3 years have been the most meaningful of my life. Not the most successful, not the most impressive, not the most lucrative. The most meaningful. I have breakfast with a neighbor twice a week, a 90-year-old widow named Margaret. We talk about nothing important. Her garden, the weather, old movies. Those breakfasts mean more to me than any deal I ever closed. I call my son every Sunday. He doesn't always answer, but sometimes he does. And when he does, we talk, really talk, about his life, his struggles, his joys. I missed 50 years of those conversations. I'm not missing any more. I went to Italy last year, alone. I walked the streets my ex-wife had dreamed of walking. I thought of her the whole time. I sent her a postcard. You were right, it's beautiful. I'm sorry I never brought you. She didn't respond, but I think she understood. I'm happier now at 76, with less time ahead of me than I was at 46, when I thought I had all the time in the world. The irony is painful. I had to lose almost everything to understand what mattered. I had to fail as a father to learn how to be present. I had to reach the end to finally start living. But I would give anything to have those 50 years back, to have started living at 26 instead of 73, to have been at the recitals, the games, the graduations, the wedding, to have been a father, not just a provider. That's my deepest regret, not what I failed to achieve, what I failed to be there for. You have a choice right now today. Keep living the way you're living. Keep chasing success. Keep telling yourself you'll be present later. Keep missing the moments that matter for the meetings that don't. Or wake up. Realize that time is running out faster than you think. Your children are growing up right now today while you're reading this. Your parents are getting older right now today while you're at the office. Your spouse is waiting for you right now today, and they won't wait forever. The life you want to live cannot wait for someday. Someday is today. It always has been. I'm 76 years old. I have a few years left, maybe, and I'm going to spend them differently than I spent the first 73. I'm going to be present. I'm going to show up. I'm going to tell people I love them out loud while they can still hear me. What are you going to do? Are you going to keep climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall? Or are you going to climb down right now, today, and walk toward the people who matter? The choice is yours. But make it quickly. The clock is ticking, and it doesn't stop for anyone, not even you. If this resonated with you, I hope you'll share it. Not for me. I don't need the views. But someone you know needs to hear this. Someone who is making the same mistakes I made. Someone who is missing their children's childhood right now, telling themselves they'll make up for it later. Send this to them. Maybe it will wake them up the way Sarah's wedding woke me up. Subscribe to this channel because I have more truths to share. Things I learned too late. Things you need to hear now. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you're going to do differently. Tell me who you're going to call. What game you're going to attend, what dinner you're going to be present for. I read every comment, and I'd love to hear your stories. Thank you for your time. It's the most precious thing you have. Don't waste it the way I wasted mine. Go be present, now.